Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to another live stream. We're here to do a exploring of Middle-earth today in the Lord of the Rings Online. I'm in the Shire right now. Beautiful spot. And we're going to explore the world of Middle-earth for a little while today and have some fun. Hope you're all having a great day in Middle-earth. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not. We do Tolkien content here, as all of my usuals know, and we're very positive. That is the goal of the channel. What's up, everybody? Welcome. If you're already here live, we're gonna have a blast today. Okay, so also for some here we go. John Hammer sent us a little message here. Let's put it into the live chat, into the live stream here. Hello there, kinmates. Our kin house has all 8 of the fall festival treat doormats laid out in the main room. So port over and get your munch on the complete your daily trick or treat quest, or chum through those D's. Ooh, all right. Well, let's show everyone here for the live stream. We'll meet you guys at the Kinship house if you're going to join us, or if you're just here for the stream or watching later. Welcome, of course, too. All right, so I'm going to teleport to our Kinship house here. The mats are all in the main room. If you want to rearrange them using the decorations, cool. All right, good. If you move a mat from its hook, it will be teleported back to me, yes. If you ever do that with any decoration that someone else is in the kin house, it will pop back to the owner, okay? So keep that in mind. To get your own kin house, simply use your travel to skin house. Okay, cool. Very nice. Thank you for that good information there. So you guys can read this if you're in the kinship. You will have got this mail just as I have from one of our officers, John Hammer. All right, cool. Alright, you guys. What's up? So I'm gonna check out these doormats. So it's a special little event indeed. So I'm also gonna open my little daily premium ingredient packs here, which you can also get if you're on our kinship. You can open both of these. Oh, I'm gonna open my tea. Aha! That was a strong one. Oh, it's my dog. What's up, Brody? What's up? So, one of my family members just left, so he's a little, what? He's like, where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Good boy. I was gonna just let him sit in here, but if he's a little bit too upset about it, I might have to put him outside so he can go look. Alright, let's look at these trick-or-treat doormats. Oh, here they are. Very nicely put. So we can just right-click on these. Acquire. Oh, you know what? Wearing a costume. Oh, I need to have a costume on for the Halloween event. Hey! Stop it. Look at this dog. What? Yeah, he's like, they left. They just left out the door. Didn't you hear them? Hello, welcome. Oh, Brody. My dog is giving me the The family went out the door. Oh my goodness. All right. Alright, so wearing a costume, does that, darn, I was kind of hoping my Corsair one would, but I'm sure there's a specialty one that you have to be wearing. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Do I have my outfit on? Oh, you know, I don't have my outfit on. Is it just outfit? No, it has to be a special costume. Do you guys remember right now? Can I go to the event and get a costume for it? We're gonna go to the party tree and find out right now. So this is where you would get do your treat things, but you have to have a costume. This is good. I'm glad I did this for the stream because I would not have known to tell you guys that right now. So, all right. There we go. I'm sure John Hammer will want to leave a little comment here. Look at my dog. Look at him looking out the window. What are you doing over there, Brody? They're not in the backyard. He's like, are you sure? Oh, he dropped the fan. Hopefully he didn't break it. It's a cheap fan, though. Alright, so... go to the market square? Okay, alright. So we can just get something there? You're saying for the costume? What's up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. A roof. My dog. You want out, Brody? Alright, I'm gonna have to put him out real quick into the other room so he can not feel stir crazy. Give me 1 sec. Taking a sweet time to go out the door. All right. We're back. So I'm gonna go down real quick. A Lost Shire Hobbit has arrived. My festival runes have been marking the kitten house. Oh my goodness, my dogs are trying to make this stream very hard. So a family member just left the house and they're not happy about it, so now they're barking in the room. I'm gonna ignore them for a minute and see if they stop. All right. We are going to go over to the market here. Oh, here's somebody. Here's our daily VIP rewards. I'm gonna take these.
Do something for
so,
me?
guys, today
Greetings,
what I plan to do is we're gonna travel Middle Earth a little bit. But it's already dusk in the game, so I don't know if there was a time change in the game, but I've noticed. I guess I'll have to go back to doing 11sies. For starting the streams, because for my time that's right in morning. I've got to remember that.
Greetings, traveler. How may I be of assistance?
All right. Aha. Is this it? A promised trick or treat. Ah, okay. This is what we gotta grab right here.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Could I take a moment of your time? Stop and listen just a moment, good dwarf. You see, my friends and I do so love good and frightening costumes on the fall festival, and so we were sitting about trying to imagine how to get some others to join us in the fun. Then it came to me. The clearest idea. We put treats out upon the doormats of our houses. Then, and this is the important part, only those in costumes may be allowed to have some. Yes, said my friends, but how will we persuade anyone to go about all the bother? But Don't you see? It's a plan. As day, said I, we must help them along. And so we set to work, the three of us, and baked more treats than you could count. Fashioned some doormats just perfect for the occasion. You may have one if you like, but you must promise to lay it out and then go in for some treat and trick or treat. That's what I'm calling it. Treats and trickery yourself. I love it.
How do you do?
Will you do it? Oh, how grand. If you haven't any costume, I have an old thing you can put on as well. Here, go and tell your friends. What fun.
All right, there we go. We got a costume. Good call. Oh yes. Here we go. Doormat in box. Okay, that gave me a doormat. It went into my... But we have all the doormats thanks to John Hammer, so we don't know.
Could I take a moment of your time?
All right. Collect trick-or-treats while in costume. All right, there we go. We're going to go back up to the house. We grab these 2 quests. Just wanted to do them since we're doing it anyway. Does anyone do anything fun for Halloween with trick-or-treating or costumes? Anyone dressing up as any Lord of the Rings characters by chance? I don't think I'm going to be dressing up because I'm going to be going to my grandparents' house, but I will probably be helping give out candy, and then I may follow around my cousin and my little second cousin to do some trick-or-treating. Well, we'll see, because that sounds fun. That's the part of Halloween that I like. I'm not really into the ghouly stuff. I think that's the same. I think dressing up is super fun though, and candy is great, even though I'm gonna have very little of it. Ah, there we go. We're dressed up as a Orc of Mordor. So now if I do this, I can go through and do every single one, right? Okay, the jam tarts. Oh, dude, these are way better than candies, dude. What the heck? Liquor twists. We got honey bears. Oh my goodness. Apple goblins. Bad Baggins gold. And marshmallows. Oh my goodness. And what was this one? This one was Ent Bark chocolate and mint turtles. Oh my goodness, that all sounds so freaking good. All right, let's see here. So, Ent Bark, of course it is actually made of ants. Don't believe everything Priska Boffin's children tells you. I love that description. What the heck? I'm gonna eat it. Oh, yummy. All right, so we started the deed. Okay, so here's the deed. All right, to kind of sweet of tooth. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna eat the mint turtle. Not too minty. And the nuts inside are superb. Oh no, it's chocolate with nuts. Oh no. Oh, I know most people love that. I understand, but I don't dislike nuts anymore now that I'm older, and I love chocolate, but especially dark chocolate now with a little less milk in it. I like, yeah. But I used to love milk chocolate a lot more. I don't like the texture nuts gives to like brownies and chocolate. That's why I don't enjoy it as much. It's it kind of like ruins. Yeah, that's the texture for me. It's like, because when you bite it and you're enjoying that chocolate flavor, and then it's like boom, nut, crunch. It's like, whoa. So that's it for me, at least with that. Again, I've had some chocolate with nuts that I've liked, but it's few and far between. All right, sticky fingers guaranteed. Jam tart. Delicious. All right, we're eating all these for the deed. Okay, licorice twists. I'm not really a fan of licorice very much myself. I don't know if you guys are, but still good. Honey bears. Oh, delicious. Baked until soft and sweet, then imaginatively decorated apple goblin. All right. What again, as a bit of a bad joke, became, over time, one of the Harvest Festival's most prized treats. Bad Baggins Gold. And then we have the Midgewater Marshmallows. Hobbit children hold that there is a real midge hidden in everyone. Oh, gross. Like a bug. A lot of people like bugs in their candy around the world, I'm just saying. I'm not really into that, but... Alright. Apple goblins, yes. Yes. Andreas, yes. Alright. Well, there we go. We're kind of caught up. Oh, got some items here someone sent. 3 items. Oh, thank you for the items. Used for Kinship House. Yes. Wonderful. Alright, we will detach them for now. Thank you for that. Alright, look at that, guys. We did it. So our guy's still in costume for the next 3 hours, so I guess we'll be in costume for the whole stream as an Orc of Mordor. Alright, cool. Sweet, we got a little deed done. That could be called Sweet Tooth. So, everybody, I technically click this button down here and remove the costume though, so I think we're gonna do that since we finished our trick-or-treating here at the beginning of the stream. There we go. Alright, Pudoo. I like how my bird is like inside my heavy armor still. That's funny. Alright, now let me see. What should we do today, guys? What should we explore? What would be fun to explore in this episode? We could explore a little of Moria to honor the new Return to Moria game. By the way, if you missed it, I should have said this at the beginning of the stream, but I did a big stream last night with Nerd of the Rings, Men of the West. I'm trying to think of everyone else's names. Higgy. I don't want to mess up their names. I have them. I can see the word over their head. Varking, right? I don't want to mess up anyone's names that I was trying to memorize everyone's names that I just met. It was really fun. There was 8 of us. It was very, very fun, and it was a blast. So if you want to see that stream, it's on the Return to Moria playlist, and it's on my live streams. But I think we should go and see Moria. What do you guys think? I think that would be fun. So I'm gonna try to teleport to somewhere in Aragian. Is anybody in game joining me? If not, that's totally fine. I'm actually totally fine to just travel by myself, and then have you guys here live with me in the stream. I love to travel with people when we can, but you know, sometimes for doing the stream, it makes it where I can go a little faster for us in the stream, right? If we don't have a couple people. So either way is fine with me, because I have wonderful live stream people here watching. All right, we're gonna go to Aragian. I think we're gonna explore Moria a little bit. You know what I want to look at in Moria? I want to look at the body of the Balrog. All right, because that's one thing we're hoping in Return to Moria is we'll be able to find that in Return to Moria, but we know LOTRO has that, so why not go and see it, right? So I think today we will explore the Morias when I think of the best route to get there. Let's see. Stronghold Swanfleet. Do I go to Rivendell? I think I go to Rivendell first. How did you miss? Wait, what did we miss? I don't know, what did we miss? Also, where's my shoulder? Right now, I think I have this on, right? Oh, I just realized all of my regular equipment is off right now. Let's switch that. Chess piece, where are you? I guess this is the chess piece up. That isn't. Not a very strong chess piece, but I guess that's the one I was using. I gotta up my armor here, guys. Gotta up my game. Okay.
What can I do for you?
All right, sir. You can take me to Aragian. I don't know. I think I like Aragian. That's what I've been trying. I've been like trying to figure out that word for like a year in streams and videos. You've probably heard, but Aragian. I don't know. I like it. It just sounds good. You know, I've heard Region, Aragion. I don't know. I like how that sounds. Even though I think Aragion is actually, I've heard technically the correct way to say it or something, but it's a name. We're just gonna go with that. I wish I could ask Tolkien directly. I'm sure he probably said it once in like an interview. That would probably help. All right, we're going there. Sweet. Let's go explore Moria. You know why we're gonna explore Moria? Because it's already nighttime in the game, and that doesn't matter because we're underground. Genius. But also to celebrate the Return to Moria game, which, by the way, it's so fun that it's good. I'm so happy that Return to Moria is a good game. I'm just, I can't even tell you how happy I am. By the way, before we go in, look at how pretty it is here today in this game. Here we are. There goes the dwarf. It's just really good to have another dwarf game, too, in Return to Moria. Because, obviously, I've always gotten my dwarf, gameplay from Lord of the Rings Online. But there really isn't any other really good Lord of the Rings games that you can play as a dwarf. I guess, granted, there's the dwarf faction in Battle for Middle-earth. But, and you could technically play as Gimli in some of the, like, GameCube, PlayStation originals, right? Like the Return of the King, the Two Towers, which are great games. But, like, I'm talking about making your own custom dwarf and playing through the world. The only one I can think of pretty much is LOTRO, and now Return to Moria. So, I'm just so happy it's a refining good game. By the way, for everyone here live, if you've been like keeping track, if you're someone that like listens to IGN, by the way, no ragging on them too much. Sometimes I really like what they do with their videos and their reviews and stuff. But we all kind of like all the Tolkien YouTubers, and I don't want to speak for everybody. I don't know if everyone does. I know a couple. We kind of think their rating is wrong on this one. Because they gave the Return to Moria game a 4, and that doesn't make any sense, especially since they rated the Gollum game a 4. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. We're not quite sure why that is, because it would have made a little more sense if they had rated the Gollum game a 1, and then they gave Moria a 4, but they gave them both a 4. The Return to Moria, guys, is a fantastic game. It's nothing like how Gollum was just a total unfinished game that just didn't work good and just felt horrible, right? Granted, I like some of Gollum. I like the storyline, like I told you in my reviews, if you watch my reviews. But yeah, the game itself was kind of like, right? And it had so many problems. Return to Moria, though, it's a polished game. It's so fun. The combat is way better than I thought. It gets harder depending on how many people you have with you. You can have up to 8 players if you're on the PC, right? Now, one of my only complaints about it is it's only on the Epic Game Store, but you know what? It does run well, so that's not the end of the world. Yes, welcome, Fred. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna explore Moria. So I'm at the Forbidden. Well, it's not the Forbidden Pool. That's in. That's by Gondor. This is the Black Pool, and this is where the Watcher is, right? So we're gonna check it out. I'm curious if there's gonna be a Watcher in Return to Moria. That would be cool. So again, we have a lot going on. So, like I was just saying, we had a fun stream last night for many hours, like 4.5 hours, playing Return to Moria, and we probably will do one again on a Friday night. So, which just means for you guys more streams. All right, we are here. The doors. Oh, excuse me. Whoa, that yawn came out of nowhere. The doors of Durin. Look, I like that you could. Did you guys know this? That you can look on the right side and kind of see the magic runes, the moon runes. Isn't that cool? They're still there. Isn't that cool? I love this music, though. Let's just enjoy this scenery for a second here. Oh, another player. Look at that. Why, hello there. Wave to Annabelle. What a great name for a Lore Master human. Alright, well, into the mines. I'm sorry, Clyde. This is no place for a very large Clydesdale. Is it a pony? I am on the server CrickHollow. There's a lot of great servers out there. There's like, I'm trying to remember how many servers there are total on LOTRO. I think it's like 11, 10, 12. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm a fan of. We play on CrickHollow. We also have people. I know great servers: Arkenstone, Landrival, right? Gladen. They're all really good servers. I would just say there's kind of like the top 5, and I would put Arkenstone in one of them, where they have players and they're just nice people and stuff. I really like CrickHollow. It's a very friendly server, and we're not like super overpopulated, like too many people, and also not too little people. Like, as you've seen, 2 people just walked by me in the last, what, 15 seconds. So, and I'm in a weird random place at the beginning of Moria, which is not the main part of the game right now. All right, so let's explore. Good question, though, Fred. I'm on CrickHollow. All right, off we go into the mines. We've returned to Moria in LOTRO. Now, it's funny to see the differences. If you do watch some of my episodes, I just released my 2nd episode of my playthrough of Return to Moria this morning, a couple hours before this stream. So you can go check that out too later after the stream, if you would like to. They went for a kind of a little bit of a cross between the movie look of Moria and the book version, where LOTRO kind of went straight book, where everything's really huge and grand, right? And it's an MMO, so they really can do that. But they're still it's very much bigger in Return to Moria, the new game, than the movies version of like the entrance hall. So, oh look, here's a 3rd player. All right, 3 players, all in a weird random place. So, if you needed some encouragement to say, well, does CrickHollow have players on it? Well, there you go. So, it's now 4 of us in a random spot at the beginning of Moria. Man, look at how beautiful this is. We're just gonna kind of explore Moria. So, throw the questions my way while we explore this wonderful realm made by the Lord of the Rings Online. Recorded and streamed to you in 4K high bitrate. Anyone who does videos knows what I mean by that. That's why my videos, if you're watching on a big 2K monitor or a 4K monitor, that's why they look pretty clear compared to they're not gonna look as clear as a video recording, because stream unfortunately just lowers quality no matter what. It's just YouTube only lets you send out so much, kind of throttles a little bit of the information. But later when you're watching it as a video, it should be pretty darn good quality too. Anyway, these are the forges right by the inner door. Man, those yawns are coming out of nowhere. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go into this pathway here. I kind of like being inside my character's head for this because it gives the mines a little bit more of that feeling of walking around in with your horse. So there's some crystals. I always point this out in a lot of my live stream videos, but I have a really fun lore video I did on the lore playlist, on a LOTRO Lore Master playlist. And this is the Chamber of Deep Thought. So let's have deep thought about a lore video for a second here. That lore video talks about how did the dwarves survive in Khazad Dûm? Did they just live in darkness? And a little hint, no, they didn't. And they have air systems, light systems, water systems, food systems. They're ingenious, the dwarves, okay? So no, they don't just live in an underground dark hole like the goblins do, okay? So, a little side note. Unfortunately, I got a little allergic right before I started the stream because my we have a cat that we let come in the house in the living room, and I usually don't do good with cats, so I'm just trying not to like sneeze on stream. All right. So if you're wondering why my eyes are a little watery and stuff, that's what it is. I usually don't have as much trouble though, so I must have like directly, you know, got some dandruff or whatever from the cat.
Aha! To the northeast, the path descends to the building made by dwarves long ago.
This is a cool spot. Look at this hole. It's a big, scary hole. I'm glad they put this railing here. This Iron Garrison guide was literally the one that put up this railing. He's like, yes, I'm a nature guide here in Moria. And then we got the old goblin camp, if you remember starting Moria, with Mr. Jarmeer here. You know what? I forgot there's like this little panel. Can I get up on that? That looks kind of cool. Oh, dude, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that cool ancient buildings. Look at these ancient ruins. Isn't that cool? There's a goblin. Oh, this is such a cool spot right here. Look at this geode, you guys. Look at how cool that is. Isn't that cool? Now that's a geode. They're like, yeah, we found this one Thursday, so we stuck it here during our mining. I hope you all have a drink to relax and enjoy yourself. Now, one thing I definitely... LOTRO kind of gets my niche for wanting a classic MMO gameplay, so obviously I really enjoy playing LOTRO. But also the Return to Moria really has really good. These are the Vaults of Durin, by the way. Return to Moria satisfies a different kind of wanting to gameplay with that survival game mode, and it has a different kind of combat too, which is interesting. By the way, if we wanted to, hold on, I just realized this is a little crooked. Well, we're gonna have to leave it how it is. Let's see. This is the deep way. This is another way into the deep way. I kind of forgot there was another way into the deep way. What? I totally forgot about this. The Iron Garrison Defender. Ah, yes, I remember this. This is Broga. So this is this is the location that normally you do the skirmish in, you load in, but you can actually reach it in the realm of the world by walking through that door in Durin's Deep Vault. The orcs will not take me unawares. Ha! Yes, you go, dwarf. You keep training, sir. So there actually isn't 3 passageways, it looks like, but I'm curious if I can go through to a different location on this side. The Iron Garrison. Oh, it does look like there's 3 passageways. Oh, which way? Oh, nope, that's a dead end. Never mind. It's only 2. Let's see here. I can't ride my goat in here, apparently. No goats, they say. Only walking. The Waterworks. Ah, okay. So I thought that led in farther in. So this actually, wow. So look what we just did. I wanted to show you this cool little path we just went through, okay? So we were in the Great Delving. We were right here in this little walkway down here in the middle. And then we went into the Vault of Durin and went into the door right here, right? Well, that door led us through a path that went past the Silver Lodes entirely and led us out here at the top of the Waterworks, which is kind of awesome. So, yeah, let's check out the Waterworks. Might as well. A very convenient path teleport there. So, oh, there's a little bridge right there. I've never actually gone out on that. Can I go out on that? What? Why did I not realize this was here? Look at this. Little spot right here. That's so cool. Oh, the Waterworks, guys. Look at that. Now, when I say they had a water system, I mean they have a water system in Moria. Is that not cool or what? Look at this ladder. I love this. I love this ladder. Just in case you want to try to climb that thing. Be, I'm sure, entirely safe. The great water wheels. Whoosh, whoosh. By the way, thank you guys for liking the live stream. I see that a bunch of people already liked it. So, wow, look at that awesome waterfall. Wow. So there's an old bridge. Goes straight into the water, the river down there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And it's actually, it's a beard of Doran. It's coming out of his beard. So it's a big beard waterfall. Also, look at that lighting up there. Wow, isn't that cool? Look at that. That is cool. Wow. Pretty cool. I don't know, I think that's pretty awesome, guys. I love the stalactites all over, just hanging off the roof. Like, man, I don't think I want to stay under this thing very long. Ah! Yeah, that would be painful if that hit me. Yeah, it's a scary stalactite that looks like it would just impale me and my goat real quick. We wouldn't last long under that thing. Here's the waterfall up close. Up close and personal to Durin's beard. Anyway, yeah, I love this shot when you first come into the Waterworks, though. You just see this. It's like the city and all the water systems, like, working. That is so cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's really cool. All right. The giant water wheels. Oh my gosh, I just found some. Wow, look at this, dude. It's a city. It's a whole city. I don't know why, but this reminds me of the one like Mist Village in what is it? Naruto. Wow, look at those things go. That is just so cool, dude. This game is so cool. The giant things spinning. The Waterworks, and they're still working away. Oh, and then what is this? Which one? I forget what this is. I'm curious. Let me run into it here. Okay, this is the water wheels. Nalon Doom instance. Cool. You can summon your friends with that. Very cool. But we're gonna ride back, and we're gonna go to the main spot over here in the hills. Not the hills, the water area over here to the right. Alright. The Rotting Cellar with a fantastic statue of Doran. Look at that. Very nice. He's mid-swing with his majestic beard. Wow, look at this giant old wheel. That's really, this poor dwarf, dude. Look at him. He's like, you know, we gotta get this thing fixed. How are we gonna get this thing fixed? Look at him with a little hammer. He's like, oh my gosh, where do we even start? This thing is the size of a building. These laborers are working hard. Oh, hardly working. This poor guy, I'm exhausted. They like try to prepare everything. This guy's a quest?
Stay a moment. We will need your aid against the Orcs of Moria.
The Orcs of Moria! I am not going down the bank again. Not after what those leeches did to my legs the last time. I have a solution that I believe will get rid of them. but I will not try it. If you want to go down to the water and pour this in, you may feel free to do so. There are 4 places that are particularly bad. All the dead, near-dead goblins. These corpses are probably their primary food source when they cannot find my legs. Head just to the west. You will find the leech-infested water just beneath the rotting cellar. It's a little quest to put some anti-leech stuff in the water. All right, I gotta tell you a little story, guys. Little story. You see this spot right here? Okay, so from right about where I'm standing to right past almost that dwarf, this area, there was a glitch. This is back when the Return to Moria first came out. Okay, a long time ago. We're talking 14 years ago in real life. I was just walking along, minding my own business, coming up these stairs, and then boom, I fell into this weird elongated hole that was deeper than the staircase. All right, so it's just right here. There was an edge of the stair, so I didn't see it coming over, right? So I came over, and then hole, fell in it. And I was like, well, how do I get out of this hole right here? This is a big hole. And then of course I had to do /unstuck when I think that's the first time I figured out what the unstuck command even was, which is pretty good. I've been playing the game for a long time at that point. I hadn't had to use it since then, but he teleported me back out to the little thing over there. But they patched that real quick. But it was quite a funny. They just forgot to fill in the ground. Classic giant pothole. Oh, what's up, Elvin? Yes, Beth. We can't get enough of Moria. We're doing Moria in honor of Return to Moria, to kind of compare LOTRO's Moria, which, by the way, I think LOTRO's Moria is more grand than Return to Moria, but I think Return to Moria is a fantastic game. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. A very good survival game, very polished, very easy to do things, almost no bugs. I've only found 1 or 2 bugs. And the only thing I found with the stream yesterday is when I'm streaming, I have 0 lag on my computer, but occasionally when I go into our house area with a lot of lights and stuff going on, it gets a little choppy. And that's not the game necessarily. I think that's just because I'm trying to stream it at really, really high quality, and my RAM on my graphics card can't quite keep up. Because there's RAM on your computer, and then there's RAM on the graphics card. All right, those are different for anyone who's not a techie. This is, by the way, where I teleported after I did that command. Look at this. Look at the Waterworks. It's so cool. Anyway, I just love how this area looks. It's fantastic. Just stare at that majesticness for a moment right there. Nice. Oh, a level away from max level? Nice. LOTRO is definitely more grand, absolutely, of course, but it's always going to be that way. LOTRO is a classic MMO, and LOTRO is one of the biggest games out there. But you know what did impress me with the Return to Moria? I'm praising both games right now, right? I'm not comparing the games in a negative way. I'm comparing them as into what are the fun things they both took and used, right? Different ideas. But Return to Moria is much bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's pretty cool. I thought it would kind of be a smaller game. Look at this. Look at this little underway under here. That's kind of cool. Isn't this cool? It's like a whole city under here. There's probably lots of dwarves that lived here back in the day. Really cool, right? Isn't this cool? You could just tell it was an entire dwarven realm. They do such a good job with LOTRO. Oh, I remember. This is actually the way to get to the next area. This is how you go to the Flaming Deeps. Hence the flaming behind me. There's also dodge rams. Yes, there is a lot of rams that dodge you in Return to Moria. I don't think we're talking about the car though. I don't know. I don't know about more immersive. I think the fact that it's Return to Moria is a survival game compared to a classic MMO is maybe why you feel like it's more immersive, right? Which is, I can see that argument. but I think it has to be preference. Ugh. I have the preference. Or preference. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, what word am I looking for? Of the fact that since it's a survival game, it makes Return to Moria feel a little bit more real because you have to make your own food and you have to like, you know, build things up and you get attacked by goblins constantly. Where in an MMO, you kind of the one going out and attacking the goblins and the NPCs, right? So I can understand though where you're coming from with that, Fred. I think that as a world, LOTRO just has so much more in it, obviously, than just Moria, that it's more immersive as in the fact that it's all of Middle Earth. But I could definitely, because it's a survival game, I think that's probably what makes that immersion, what you're saying, for Return to Moria. Yeah, that makes sense. At least that's my take on it. Yes, did you watch my episode 2 I put out this morning? Yeah, so you can't make a salad in Return to Moria, and yeah, heresy. That was pretty funny. Oh man, yeah. I like, even in the episode, I'm like, am I eating a salad? Or was that in the live stream last night? I did a big live stream with a bunch of other Tolkien YouTubers for Return to Moria. We had a blast. Hopefully, I think we're going to try to do it again in the future, so. Alright, so anyway, I'm just killing things. I don't know why I'm just aimlessly killing things. We're not going to do this quest right now. I'm just going to enjoy this beautiful sight for a minute here of this giant fortress. Look at this fortress. And by the way, look at these waterways. So these are like for water going over, kind of like, you know, how the Romans had their aqueducts. These are lots of aqueducts, dwarven aqueducts all over. And these water is brought and traveled around all of Moria, right? So the dwarves never have thirsty problems. The video? Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was the video. You made it up for eating some meat stew afterwards. That's true. That's true. My dwarf was like, what is this green stuff? I'm gonna have some stew now. Yeah, it's really fun. I'm really enjoying Return to Moria a lot. So, and I'll probably do, I think for, obviously I'm never gonna stop playing LOTRO. I love LOTRO. Just so everyone knows. So no one gets worried who's watching. But we will do other, Moria streams, and I'd like to do one where I can let in, first, I'm going to allow Patreons to have the option to play, but we can have up to 8, and then I think I'll probably bring in some subscribers too who want to play, and we'll do a little gameplay on a live stream, and I might do some more just, you know, solo. But I think what I'm doing is I'm going to make videos of solo, my area, but then I'll have a stream where I'll bring you guys into my world and we can work on stuff, and then maybe go back to solo and stuff. I think it gets harder based on how many people are there from what we noticed. So I should be able to have everyone in the same world, and then if everyone leaves and I'm solo, I won't just die from an army of goblins. We'll see. Alright, so technically somewhere here is the Great Turtle. Have I showed you guys the Great Turtle? Man, this place is huge. Also, the Vile Maw is here, which is where the Watcher resides after he leaves the Black Pool. But this is not that. This is the turtle. I think it's this one right here. Alright. Holwun Thief.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
Abide here a moment and speak with me. The sound of water through the wheels was once so great it nearly hurt to be here. Now the water flows through them as barely a trickle. Time and fungus have assaulted the once great wheels. They are, decrepit of eaten away by the rust and consumed by spores. To bring them to their full potential, they must be cleaned of these banes. Search the waterworks and bring me some acid glands of glowing worms. Many of these worms have gathered to the northwest. With those glands, I can fashion an oil that will clear away these foul things. When you have accomplished this task, return here to me. Oh, that's kind of cool. The acid worms. Oh, dude, I forgot that there's like a little a little base here.
Did you need something?
Did ya need something? Yes, sir. I would like to lock those. Thank you very much. What's this guy got?
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
Collect toad slime. Wonderful.
How may I be of assistance?
I love the dwarf actor voices, though. Even though they're only like one line, but they're so good.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion. Greetings, Zollin. One of the dwarf mirrors has been covered with the fungus infesting everything down here. No matter what I have tried, why are you running away from me? Come back here.
Okay, I'm going. Alright, so this is originally... Oh, wait. Wait a second. I thought this was the way I could go to get to the... Is it cut off now? I thought this is the way where you got into the turtle raid. Is it this way? Oh, maybe you just only can get... Maybe you can only get in the turtle raid now through the instance finder. Interesting. I'm pretty sure it used to be I could go down here and turn left and it would take us to the raid. Back when raids, you didn't need to use the instance finder, so maybe they put these bars in to block it off. I'm kind of curious now. Let's look at our instance finder real quick. And what is the turtle raid called? Anyone remember? Turtle. Let's see. It's gonna be under Moria. Let's just look under Moria raids. We'll just find it. It's gonna be instances Moria, or the Mines of Moria. Let me see here. Huh. Maybe it's under, oh there, Moria. Dark Delving, Scumfill, that's not it, Filgash. The Vile Maw, the 16th Hall, the Grand Stair. Huh. I'm trying to remember which one it is. Giant Turtle. Do you guys remember? Alright, Beth, no worry. Good luck with your homework. Alright, Filmer. Is it Scumfill? Since the overthrow of Moria, orcs have disappeared and they're dead. Great. No, that's not it. That's a different one. It's Phil. Oh, okay. I was close. Asa went forth to discover the meaning of the strange happenings which occurred, but week before has returned. Oh, actually, I think this is going to be read to us, so let's just go in.
Hasta went forth to discover the meaning of the strange happenings which occurred but weeks before. He has not returned, and his companions are becoming worried that something may have happened to him.
Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. See, it's open now. That's what I was remembering right there. You guys think I can slay the giant turtle solo because I'm so powerful? Dude, you guys see him? Look at how big he is! It's the biggest turtle you'll ever see. It's like the size of a flippin' mountain. Dude, this raid was fun back in the day. Look at the waterfalls. Oh, I forgot, the moment you step in, people would freak out and all run out, and it would reset. I remember that happening all the time. And also I do remember that sometimes the turtle would just disappear when you do that. Will it respawn if I walk away? I should have just fought it. I should make more LOTRO battle playlists though, for sure. There we go. How bad did I glitch this thing out, guys? Whee! Fast wolf. Oh, we glitched. Oh, no turtle's back. We're good. All right, face me, turtle. So the mechanics of this raid were you had to keep him, the tank had to keep him to one side while the backside fought. Oh, turtle. And then he'd start stacking up these bleeds on everybody and in the water. But this isn't going to be much challenge for me when he's level 58 and I'm level 140. He's still got more HP than me, though, thank goodness, because he's a raid boss. See these bleeds that he's stacking up? He would stack up this bleeding one more so on the tank. And back in the day, level 60, dude, this acid buff, look at that, 184 damage every 5 seconds, 275 every 5 seconds. And as long as he's hitting you and you're in the water, these would keep stacking. And the gushing wound would always stack. Look at that, that was 459. So the lower you got him, the higher the bleed would get. And then at a certain point, dude, your whole group would just wipe. The minstrel would have to pop Fellowship's Heart, and like your captain would have to last stand, and then your guardian had to pop all his cooldowns with Guardian's Pledge, and you'd beat the turtle. And then he'd be beaten. It was a glorious moment, and then lots of people would still die from the acid right at the end. Alright, let's see what the chest has. Mossy chest. Alright, so what it gives you is it gave us speckled shell fragments, were a crafter thing for jewelry, and it was so hard to get back in the day, and it's so easy. One person can get it now, but back then it was so hard. It gave you medallions for armor for everybody. It gave you the item to get the head, if you've seen in my house, the big turtle head. A mithril flake, which by the way, you had to share all these back in the day. So there were only 4 for everybody. So all 12 people in the raid would only get 4, right? It didn't split it up for every person. It would only give a few medallions, but that I think they updated it where it gives to everyone now with medallions. 1 head, 1 mithril flake, 1 heavy turtle shield almost always dropped. This was the best turtle shield, I think. I mean, the best shield for heavy shields back in Moria, from what I remember. And it also gave us some XP. Anyway, that was kind of fun to get that stuff. So I actually will keep some of that stuff, like the mithril flake and things. But the turtle shield looks awesome. I actually forgot how cool it looks. Look at this thing. Might actually like put it on one of my cosmetics. I don't think now that I think about it, I don't even know I ever had it. No, I did. My group got it. Oh, my shield is glowing gloriously, but that's not the turtle shield. Let's try this again. Oh gosh, the glow is still on the turtle shield. How are you supposed to see it with the glow? I mean, it looks fantastic, dude. My shield is glowing, but kind of want you to see what it looks like without the glow. So let me just take it off for a second. There we go. See? Check it out. Pretty cool, right? Man, back in the day, you had this turtle shield, you were a legit tank. It was pretty cool. Now, where'd I put my other shield? Oh, I know. I'm not using a shield right now. Oh, there it is. All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Did a little exploring of the old turtle raid. By the way, there are bosses apparently in Return to Moria, which was kind of cool. We found out in the stream last night, so I was not expecting that in the Return to Moria game. But boy, is Moria and LOTRO awesome! All right, so now that we've really explored in here, I would like to get out of here. Let's see. What's the fastest way for me to get to the next area? I think, I think we're just gonna ride to the Flaming Deeps. We'll take a travel to the Flaming Deeps. Here's one of the turtle's children. This turtle literally is still taller than me. This turtle is like 6 feet tall. Or no, it's like 5 feet tall. Gosh, man, could you imagine a turtle that tall? That probably weighs 450 pounds, 500 pounds. That would be scary. Probably a thing that happened at some point in our planets. All right. I'm going to ride down into the dock. All right, here we go. Man, the water wheels back there are so cool, all running in the distance, and the lights up on the top. Looks so cool. Scary whistling sounds though in the dock. A little bit scary. All right, we're gonna go to the Flaming Deeps. Here we go. All right, guys. The area is gonna change, and welcome to the Flaming Deeps. Hence the smoke, where there's probably flames. Oh, look. The flamings in the deep right down there. I can see them. I can see the flames. Yeah, dude, I think that Lord of the Rings Online looks really, really good. The fact that it looks just... Gosh, man. I say it in so many videos and streams. I know I say it all the time, but I'm just impressed how good this game looks now compared to when it started. Back when it started, it was like a great looking game, right? Because, you know, that was a long time ago. But it's so good now. And in fact, we were talking about this yesterday in our stream. Me and Men of the West, Joyston, were saying, Matt, Nerd of the Rings, asked us, you know, well, how does this compare Return to the Moria to Lord of the Rings Online? And we both thought that Lord of the Rings Online actually still looks better than Return to Moria, and Return to Moria looks pretty good. But Return to Moria has picked a very interesting graphical style, which I think I like, but I've never really seen it before. So, really what I've noticed, this is my definition of what I thought. Return to Moria has some very nice textures, and the way things look, it's maybe a little bit more like cartoony for your characters, but then the areas look very nicely textured. But Lord of the Rings Online has more like depth when it comes to doing the modeling, like layers of like things. So, and like how you see things in the game, right? And how like textures, sure, they've updated a lot of textures in Lord of the Rings Online. They're pretty close to Return to Moria, but Return to Moria has a lot more shininess to things, where Lord of the Rings Online almost has a more real look to me. I don't know why. But Return to Moria still looks really good. Again, they're both pretty close on graphical levels of the quality of realism to their art style. Because again, remember, Lord of the Rings Online isn't necessarily going for realism, right? Like, let's say Elden Ring is, right? Elden Ring has that look of like, it's trying to look like a real life, right? Kind of thing. Though still, Lord of the Rings Online has enough qualities of real life that you get immersed into it as a world, right? It's not Minecraft. No offense to Minecraft users. And I know there's some shaders that make Minecraft look real. I get that. I know that. I've put one on them before. But that's not the point. I'm not arguing that for Minecraft. I'm also not being mean to Minecraft about it. There's a boss who's now dead. And he gave me some craft materials. I got another mithril flake. Sweet. Alright, so anyway, the Flaming Deeps. I'm not going to go through the whole Flaming Deeps. That was where the raid is over there. We're just going to kind of walk through here with our goat. Oh no. You should be able to, I left some skippable on, but YouTube kind of picks and chooses, Odie, from what I know, so. Yeah, you know what, Odie, try waiting, and if it's like putting the commercial in a little square or something, like click on the square and see if there's like a little X that's almost invisible at the top right. I noticed that on my phone the other day with an ad. It was like this little invisible X that was like above the video. It wasn't, sometimes it's like inside the top right corner of the video, and sometimes it's like floating above it if the ad like goes into a floating thing in the corner or something. Anyway, hopefully that helps. But yeah, anyway, just in case you missed it with the ad, the Return to Moria, I still love the graphical artist style, but I'm amazed that LOTRO has such good quality graphics still. I really like it. Obviously, I've grown up with it, so a little bit of stuff there, but I've had a lot of people who started this game
who are brand new to it, like this year, who have said, wow, this game looks really good for being 16 and a half years old. And it's like, yeah, it really does. And I know I've heard some people who are like, I want to go back to the original graphics of LOTRO. I'm over here like, I understand like a classic server and stuff, things like that. Sure, that makes total sense. But like, if I wanted a classic server or like the legendary servers, right, that they have in LOTRO, I would want it to look as nicely textured as today. I would not want to go back to the originals because I found screenshots that I took. Now, obviously my computer was terrible back in the day. I had a very, very basic computer, and at least the game could play on it, but that was 16 years ago when I was a small kid. So I did not have a very good computer. You know, it was the family work computer, so I just played on the family work computer, right? It wasn't my own. But yeah, I think the game looks really good. Oh, we got stuff. Look at the flaming deeps, guys. There's more flaming, like, and it's like tar down there, dude. It's kind of crazy. Must be where they get their oil. All right, we're going to the Redhorn Lodes now. We're kind of going down the southern, we're underground. We're kind of the depths here of Moria and going through. Oh, wow, look at that. Those are bug nests, and those are bug eggs that you're seeing all around all those white things. So don't get too upset. Now entering Redhorn Lodes and the Grabog Hive. Here's one of those lovely specimens. You've noticed he has 4 eyes. Maybe those are nose, or maybe 6 eyes. I'm not sure. Nice little creature. He's got these little like frills on his back here. I'm sure this helps him reverse the land. Yes, here is another one of his friends. They've got very scary looking spikes. They did a really good job with these bugs. I think these bugs look terrifying, especially when you attack them. They look scary. Look at this thing, okay? I'm gonna just roar at it. And it's got like, it'll attack like its blade face. Like, shing! I'm blocking everything because he can't fight the dwarf. Evade. Block. See, so this this is cool about see, you know they did the stat crunch, and yeah, this thing's level 56 and only has 1,520 health. I still can't hit me at level 140, guys, so don't worry about too much about the stat crunch thing. So you're still gonna be strong. Oh, he landed a hit on me. I'll give him that. Dude, it's 8 times his health and damage right there. So again, even though they did the stat crunch, you're still just as strong depending on where you are in the world. They just leveled out the curve, right? So like, some areas aren't as challenging as they used to be. Some areas are more challenging that were way too easy, that kind of thing. Anyway, we're not gonna go through this whole bug hive, so I'm gonna ride through it. Hello, what's up? Kingstar is here. Or Kingster 3R. Alright, we are traveling through the mines of Moria, and no, this is not Return to Moria, but we did have fun playing Return to Moria yesterday in a big long stream. But it made me want to check out Moria and LOTRO and run around in Moria and LOTRO, which is very grand. So this is the Redhorn Lodes. It's a massive location in the Lord of the Rings Online MMO. Here is some dwarves. Let's see this guy.
At long last, we will drive the maggot folk from our halls.
The maggot home folk. They're talking about the dwarves. I mean the orcs. And Auntie and I came here despite. I think it's actually Auntie, I wonder. His auntie is here. And I came here despite our fellows' requests for us to stay. And I feel bad we left them behind, but we don't agree. The area these orcs were mining was the richest source of ore in the Redhorn. We thought through untapped veins in the caverns were more likely to produce mithril ore. I hope we find what we seek, or we may never hear the end of it. I need your help. Me to scout the hive for good prospect locations. Knowing those locations will help if we can someday clear a path through this hive. I'm sorry, sir, I can't do this right now, but
Oh, I just teleported to the Orc Watch. So this has a great view though, so I'm actually going to use this opportunity of a misclick to show you how big this area is. So this is the Redhorn Lodes. It's one area of mining in the Lord of the Rings Online. Yes, you can travel all throughout that entire location. It's huge. It's really cool. Oh, thanks. I'm so glad you like the videos, man. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let me debunk this rumor real quick, King. Okay. They have been remastering LOTRO with textures for the last 2 years. It looks so much better than it did 2 years ago, okay? There was a rumor that they wanted to completely redo LOTRO, including the engine, everything, okay? So, and there's a video, one person did a good video about it that I watched, but I forget who it was, but basically, LOTRO, it's annoying that this rumor is happening because people are gonna think, oh, well, the LOTRO didn't get love, so they canceled the remastering of it, so I'm not gonna play it. It's like, no, they did not cancel anything. The stuff that I've been telling you about with graphical updates, they have been doing, okay? So, and again, I'm not getting mad at you, King, don't worry. But I'm just letting you guys know, careful with that. That is kind of a false rumor. They were never gonna do that in the first place. This remastered idea with completely redoing the whole game and the graphical systems, it's too much money. You'd never put that much money into it. So someone was saying it would have been like it was crazy number. It's like $30 million to completely redo the engine of the game and completely re-graphic everything in the entire system. I'm gonna skip this for a second. There. I mean, hopefully that. They were gonna completely redo everything. Apparently, this is what I heard. I think that was a rumor from the beginning. It was kind of a hope maybe of some of the designers of the game that maybe they could do that, but that's just unrealistic for the company. I mean, think about it. If you're gonna spend $30 million redoing a game that's old, that already has a good player base, and already looks good because you've been retexturing it for 2 years and fixing things and updating massive amounts of things, why would you put that much money into doing something which might not pay out because, it's not a brand new game, so you're not gonna be able to get the same hype, right, with a new game? You might as well put $30 million into making a brand new game, right? So that's what they were talking about. So I should probably make a video on this. What do you guys think? King, should I make a video on this, everyone? I should probably make a video on this, just my opinion on this, and real quick, and why that whole remastered thing is kind of a little bit clickbaity. I'm not by anyone who made videos about it. I'm not attacking anyone who made videos about it, mind you. But that whole scenario is a little bit, yeah. In fact, I might even clip what I'm talking about right now into a short or a video so you guys can know. So again, while I'm thinking about it, it really comes down to the fact that it was a hope by some people in the community that completely graphically redo the whole game, which I kind of didn't want anyway. I'd rather than work on the game we have, because a lot of times when you brand new and redo an engine of an entire game and refix everything, you make more bugs. And this game runs really good. So even though the engine's older, you can do a lot with older engines still. There's a lot of stuff which they have been showing us they've been doing. So yeah, I think I'll make a video on it too. But yeah, it's definitely, I know about the subject. I have looked into it more. That was never going to happen. They were never going to remaster the game from scratch with a new engine and new graphic systems. That was never going to happen. What they have been doing, which I've been telling you guys about here on the channel for the last 2 years, is graphically updating the game extremely, which they have been doing. Like, there's been texture updates in this game for the last 2 years, and it looks fantastic. And all the new areas look so good. So, and the water, lighting, textures, different layerings of plants and stuff and things like that. Your characters, they've been redoing character models, right? They redid the humans. They gave us the river hobbits. They'll probably redo the dwarves later, right? They're like where they'll have some of the originals and they'll redo their faces and give them more options for their beards and things like that. Lots of beards, please. So just that has been happening. We've been having that. So that's why this whole thing of what worries me, okay, is that whole idea of, oh, it got canceled, which is an understandable comment you made. I totally get it, because that particular idea did, but that idea was never going to come to fruition in the first place, right? So yes, it has been graphically been updated. It has been being updated. They hired new staff. The game is going great. It's not like it got canceled because, oh, we didn't have the money after all. It was like, here's a pipe dream that we might, you know, if we can get $30 million to redo the game, they're not going to get that kind of money, right? Like, to redo an old game. They've already been putting lots of money into it with stuff, and that's why they've been giving us expansions and supporter packs, right? To support the new content they've been making and updating, which, you know, and that's why I think the monetization of LOTRO is a good system. A lot of it's just for looks things. It's just monetization looks. Like when you buy the expansions that are really expensive, like $100-something, most of it's just for either some convenient things or for looks, right? To keep it going. But hopefully that kind of answers your question, King, on that a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to read what you say out loud here just so everyone knows for the stream later. It says, don't get me wrong, King says. I don't care less about a remastered version of the game. Graphically speaking, the game is beautiful as it is. I only care about the UI to be scaled to 4K and reduce the lag. Yes, I agree with that 100%. I do know that we're going to get the client update soon at the end of this year. So they're going to, that is still happening. The client is going to be updated. That may help reduce lag. I also think that if they could make it where, I don't know if they've already done this or not, but if they can make it where originally this game would only really run like one CPU core, which caused some problems, but I haven't had any lag and I've heard less and less people, so they may have already updated that issue with the engine, so they could automate the system, or that might come with the client when they redo the client, where it can use more cores. Then that would be great. Maybe that, I don't know. I'm just, that's total guess. I don't know. When it comes to 4K, I would love it if you could do 4K with the UI and stuff. I think this game looks pretty good in 2K, right? Which I recorded in and stuff and stream it in. It looks pretty fantastic. The textures hold up really well and stuff like that. And obviously my UI looks pretty nice because I have a whole video on how to set it up. But I would love an update to the UI too. Absolutely. I think a lot of people don't know how to use the UI to make it work on a 2K monitor. Because obviously mine always looks really good and people are like, how does it look so good on the 2K, you know? I have a whole video on how I set it up, but I'm not using mods, mind you. But I would like a UI update too. You know, when you blow up these icons down here, if I wanted to make them a lot bigger, they do get a little blurry, that kind of thing. I completely agree with you. And I bet you that's going to come still. I wouldn't worry about it, King. I would assume it's still going to be a thing in the future because this game is growing right now again and it's doing really good. I really highly doubt it's going to die. I was worried about that, like, let's be honest, like 2 years ago. I was kind of like, oh, you know, I hope it doesn't just, you know, get bought out and someone else. That's not going to happen. And they just told us too, Lord of the Rings Online company told us that they have solid rights to keep making Lord of the Rings content with this game. So they're not going to lose their rights from Middle-earth Enterprises. Middle-earth Enterprises has someone in that group that knows the people of LOTRO, and they know the community of Lord of the Rings really loves this game. So they literally said, if we give rights to other video game companies, we're not going to take your rights away. Even if it's another Lord of the Rings MMO. They're like, we're still going to let you guys keep your rights to do Lord of the Rings Online. So that was during the whole, is Amazon going to make their MMO, which got canceled, right? Twice. For Lord of the Rings. But they literally, with all this stuff, Embracer and Standing Stones were basically like, no, you know, they put out a little thing, right? A little message. They're like, we're not going anywhere. We know the people at Middle-earth Enterprises. They said they're very happy with LOTRO. We're keeping our license, that kind of thing. Just so no rumors about that, basically, is what they said. So hopefully that answers that big question. That was a really good question. I like that, Kings. Thank you. I will make a video on that, okay? I will probably make a little quick video on that. Title it something that'll bring people in, right? The remastered LOTRO thing. Maybe, I don't want it to be too clickbaity, but it's got to be something, right, that makes people realize, oh, look, another player. See? Look at the people in CrickHollow in a random place. So this is the darkest parts of the Foundations of Stone, which will probably be somewhere near the end of Return to Moria, the video game that we've been playing. I should probably make it something like, you know, is the remastered LOTRO thing happening? Was it ever happening? I don't know. I'll think about the title. Is it really canceled? Maybe something like that. Is it really canceled? Then I'll explain this. That was never going to happen in the first place. And people are, I'm afraid it's going to cause this thing where we are getting graphical updates and we are getting updates to the game, including client, you know, graphics, everything. So.
Yeah, it is. Odie's right. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of new players because LOTRO has updated graphics. Definitely. Rewrite quests too. Someone say rewrite quests. Oh, look at this. By the way, there's a shot of the endless stair. Where did I just walk into? Oh, I just walked up north. I'm just aimlessly walking through Moria right now. It's such a big place, I'm getting lost. Look at that. It's the endless stair. LOTRO has the best endless stair. Look at it, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Endlessly. Unfortunately, you can only go a certain distance because some of them are broken because of the Balrog fight with Gandalf. What's up, Table of Durin? Hello, I'm doing good, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I know. It was a little bit disappointing, right? Yeah. Again, I always say this to everyone. I was really quite fair and level-headed with the with Rings of Power stuff. I make the memes though too, and there's a lot of stuff that's just like. But yeah, it definitely did not do as well as they were hoping, I think. But kind of for good reason from what they chose to do with that series. So, I mean, they have to realize that yes, you can do your own thing with make your own story a little bit, fidget things, stuff like that. But when you completely take stuff and basically just make it a fan fiction where you take away all the original lore, like they only had rights to a certain amount. People go, well, they only had rights to this. Well, the stuff they had rights to, they got rid of, redid, and then made up a bunch of other stuff. So they should have kept to the stuff they had rights to use, right? And like, we're going to use this no matter what, since this is what we have rights to. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer with that, but again, there are parts of the Rings of Power I actually enjoyed from just a fantasy perspective and stuff. Like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, I actually ended up liking the Hobbits. I like the Wanderer guy. I thought he was really cool. I really don't think he should be Gandalf. He should be one of the other wizards, but we'll see. He's probably going to be Gandalf. Or we're all going to go, oh, facepalm. I don't know, if they're smart, since they haven't revealed it's Gandalf, if they're smart in Season 2, they will not make him Gandalf. They'll change it, even if he was going to be. That's what I would do. If I was the creators, I'd be like, okay, you're not Gandalf, you're Saruman, or you're one of the blue wizards. That'd be awesome. I think one of the blue wizards would be the ideal choice. That's my rooting thing and guess, and I think that's also Nerd of the Rings hope and guess from his channel. Friend of the channel. Yeah, the only true game that respects Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, is really LOTRO. Yeah, I would say from the large storytelling perspective, absolutely. By the way, look at this place, you guys. I want to show you this. That's why we're here. Look at how big this place is. It's true. I think LOTRO. It's really why I say LOTRO is one of the best Lord of the Rings games there is. Now, granted, I think that other games that respect LOTRO, respect Tolkien, that are good Lord of the Rings games, are like, Battle for Middle Earth, but that's a very different style of game, right? And of course, that's the other one that respects lore with what they did, because they kind of made the Northern Battle. They tried to keep to what Tolkien said, but then kind of made up their own stories too. That one I think respects staying within Tolkien's framework. That's the trick. That's the trick, right? With any video game or movie series, if you're taking someone else's story and not making up your own, which if you're making up your own, have fun with it, do whatever you want. But if you're using someone else's framework, stay within the framework. It doesn't mean you can't make stuff up and make your own make your own little twist and stuff like that. Like, look at Peter Jackson. He's the master at it, okay? From the movie series. He's literally so good at, there's parts that, we think is from the book and we find out it was only in the movie, right? I did that the other day. Like, for example, when Gandalf tells Pippin about, right before they think they're going to die, he tells him about, then the glass rolls back, that whole part, that thing. There's a part he's hinting at in the book to that about the Grey Havens, but that whole comment, that whole quote is from the movies, from what I was told by my friends yesterday, so that's pretty cool. Good evening, Haggle. Welcome to the stream.
We're exploring Moria in the Lord of the Rings Online. We are talking about debunking the fact that the remaster was canceled for LOTRO. That was never going to happen. It's been being remastered for the last 2 years with textures, and they've been doing a really good job. So it's looking great. The game is looking way better than it used to. Wow, look at that. Look at that cavern up there. You can also go into that, and there's a way up there into a cave system. Yeah, reply. Exactly. It's just got to stay within the framework. If you completely ignore the original lore of something and not just that, it's not like Tolkien franchise was an insignificant small group of fans, right? That's what with the Rings of Power that I think is almost a little bit insulting to the rest of us. And mind you, I'm still not completely hating on stuff, and I will still review stuff if they make a second season of Rings of Power. I'll still be completely honest like I was with the first one. What do I like? What do I really not like? You know, that kind of thing. And who knows? You know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they'll learn from their mistakes and try to kind of move it in the right direction for the next season. But we'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah, I think that if you don't hold within the frameworks of the original lore, you're going to really hurt your hurt that base, that massive base of millions of lovers of Tolkien that were looking forward to it. Now, granted, they could be looking, right, for, you know, I have one friend who really liked Rings of Power, actually several friends, and they're not like, they're Tolkien fans, but they're not like, they've seen the other movies, but they have never read the books kind of thing. A couple of them really liked it, a couple of them really didn't like it, right? So as a standalone fantasy series, Rings of Power, like, that's, how do we question that, right? Like, do we say, well, is it, you know, is it good, fine, just for a fantasy series for other people? If I try to objectively look at it and think, okay, not Lord of the Rings, right? Not Tolkien. Let me just look at it as a fantasy. I still think there's a lot of loopholes in the Rings of Power and a lot of issues. So that I would still rate it kind of like mid-ground, right? Some beautiful stuff, some beautiful locations, right? But again, like I've been saying in my previous reviews with Rings of Power, the locations were great in the Rings of Power. That was the one thing I rated very highly. Numenor was exactly how I envisioned it, and it's because they actually worked to make Numenor look like, you know, Howard Shore's drawings. Not Howard Shore, sorry. John, I can't think of his last name right now. You know, the amazing artist who's done so much for Tolkien's books. And the other one. Because, John Howe? No. John Howe, because Howard Shore is the composer for the Lord of the Rings series and Hobbit. But yeah, I think that that's a big one. That's a big one. Gotta respect things. But locations were great. We had character names. There's a few characters I really liked. In fact, a lot of the characters that were made-up characters and like side characters, I almost liked more than some of the main characters, which was kind of like, oof. And you know how a character is in a book series? Don't completely change their personality, how they act. You all know what I mean. I don't want to go into that, but that's kind of a big one, right? That's a big one. But again, I don't necessarily think it was any faults of any of the actors. I think all the actors in Rings of Power did a really good job. I think it was just what they were given to work with. Because that's a lot of times with actors, right? I mean, it really comes down to the people that gives them the stuff to work with. All right, I think we might go to Lothlorien here. There's more of Moria. Look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh! Look at that giant crevice into the Undeep down there. Oh, the foundations of stone. Oh, yes, I love LOTRO. It's a great game. Matthew, I think that would be fun to run a raid. Right now, what I'm kind of been waiting for the last few weeks is I'm hoping to get more of my kid mates up to max level, and a couple of us are very close. Belle has hit level 140 with her champion. Congratulations. Elben is level 140 with his champion. Now, granted, we have two champions in a guard. We can do 3-mans. We have Myth here,
level 140. Naku is level 140. So we're getting a Zine. We're getting pretty close. We have a good group to get like 6. We could do instances. A lot of these Z names are mine though. Sorry, Zerlin, Zilix, Zarlin. Those are my characters. Stout Bolt. That okay, closer. Zarlin. John Hammer's 115 on his. Okay, cool. So we're getting there. We almost have 6 people at max level. So raids, it's gonna be a little longer off, but yes, I would like to do that. I could try to find a group to do raids with on my server, of course, but I'd like to be able to try to make our group, our kinship, start doing raids. So anyway, this is the first hall. So we're actually gonna just walk outside here. All right, we're here in Lothlorien. All right, Clyde ran around the mountain and met me here. What a good horse. Oh, that would have been cool to see Bjornings in the Rings of Power Season 1. Yeah, that would have been cool. I actually kind of thought maybe the Wanderer was a Bjorning for a little while, and then we kind of found out he's not. Yeah, skin changers or something. Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, Arkenstone is a great server. It's so funny. Arkenstone is one of the youngest ones, and I'm pretty sure the reason it grew so fast is just the fact because the server name is Arkenstone. Right? And now there's so many people out over the last 5-6 years. All right, guys, it's the Miramir. It's where he saw the stars above his head. The Miramir. Oh, look, it's the Big Dipper. You see it? Upside down. In the star reflection. Can we see it in the sky? There it is. Oh, look, the Big Dipper. I see it. There it is. Isn't that cool? Like, I mean, that's so cool, right? The game has a reflection in the water of, there's the Big Dipper in the sky. And then there's a reflection of it in the water. That's really cool, right? Woo. Woo. That just looks, that's awesome. I do have some characters on Arkenstone, mind you. All of my main characters are on CrickHollow. So I used to be a Firefoot guy. If anyone remembers the old Firefoot server, it was a huge server back in the day. And it dwindled and people moved around servers, and then they merged. They had like 17 servers, and they merged like 4 or 5 of them into other servers. Well, people could choose what server, and my whole kinship moved to CrickHollow. So I moved to CrickHollow. That was 7 years ago. When they did that, I don't even remember. It's a long time ago now. So that is why I'm on CrickHollow. So, and now a lot of my kinship is on CrickHollow, so I can't really be moving my main characters to other servers. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with CrickHollow. I think it's a really nice server. There's really nice people on it. It's not like overly filled, right? So there's very little lag on this server. That was one thing that people complain about in Arkenstone and stuff, because that server has so many people, which I think they'll get that under their belt, Lotro, where they're updating things so that if there is lag, it's not an issue, right, for them, that kind of thing. So we'll see. Yeah, Arkenstone is a great server, but so is CrickHollow and Gladen and Linden. They're all really good servers. I would recommend them all. One thing that I really want Lotro to add in the next year or so is cross-server stuff. So let's say you're on Arkenstone, I'm on CrickHollow, and someone's on Gladen, and we want to do a 3-man instance with the instance finder. We can open that instance finder and invite each other through it and play, and we'll all join that instance. No, even though we're on different servers, right? I think that would be really cool. I think they should add that for sure. Other MMOs have already added that, and I think it would really cause a little bit more cohesion with the communities of all the servers. Granted, they'd have to think about exploits, people transporting things and stuff like that, but it's really not that hard. It just, when they have to put a thing on, when you go into the instance, any items you bring in with you have like a tag that they're from that server, so they can't be traded or something. It's really not gonna be that hard. Or just don't, you know. And then if you do have to trade because of something drops or something, you just, I mean, pretty much there's not a lot of stuff you have to trade anymore in this game. Pretty much when everyone loots a chest, everybody just gets something at random. So I think it would be no issue. Just don't let there be trading. That's another fix when you're doing that. Yeah, Realm Cross could be good too. I think they need to get one thing done at a time. I think they make sure lag is all non-existent, and then maybe do instances cross server. And then if they would do cross realm thing, cross worlds, where you could just travel between servers. So you guys are on CrickHollow and you're on CrickHollow that day. I can bloop appear on CrickHollow with a teleport, you know, with a load. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a nice addition to the game, but that's not gonna be soon with like being able to just transfer, because that's a lot of work, because the data has to transfer. They have to make sure all their servers are connected and stuff. I mean, most games don't do that. Only games that are kind of prepped for that do that, like Final Fantasy does that, but that game kind of is younger and it planned to have that kind of ability ahead of time, which helps. But yeah, cross server would definitely cost more lag. That's what I'm saying. They really have to have everything else under their belt first before they did something like that. But I don't think it would cost, but doing instance finder, going to instance and raids together, I don't think that would cause lag unless the servers are literally farther apart. But like all of the big servers I'm talking about, I think are all based in the USA, all in the same area. So it shouldn't be too hard to do that with instances. If they prepped a server with updated engine and yeah, and just here, by the way, we're at the Nimrodel. We're here at Lothlorien. If they prepped something ahead and did a brand new massive server for all of North America, and they merged all the servers into one, I would not be against that. In fact, I would probably be for that if they can guarantee it's not going to cause insane lag, right? Because you immediately lose all your new players. People that have longtime players like me would probably be frustrated and not play as much if we're lagging, you know, that kind of thing. So it'd have to be... I wouldn't want LOTRO to do anything that would jeopardize the growth of the game right now and things, so... I would definitely be on LOTRO's, like the creator's side on like what they think would be the ideal use of their resources. And honestly, I don't know how much resources they'd have to put into something like that, or if they'd have to hire outside help. Because this is another thing that I kind of was talking about with some subscribers a couple weeks ago, is that people are like, oh, well, LOTRO makes tons of money. I have tons of players. I looked it up, and they really do. They have a lot of players. This game is not small. And they do make a lot of money, but you have to remember when it says make money, that's their total income, but it's not after expenses. So expenses, I'm sure they only make about 10 to 20% of what that total income shows on some of these guest reports, because they have to hire people, right? They have to pay for people. They have to pay for composers, probably graphical engineers, and a lot of outside, consultants, right? And things they have to pay for to do stuff. So if they'd made a giant mega server, they'd probably have to pay for a new server place, a new location, new rent, new computers, new systems, maybe some new engineers that can help run it with their originals. You know, there's a lot that goes into that. So I understand why LOTRO made a few more supporter packs recently. I think that they're just trying to like make a little bit more money so they can pump out the more new content updates and pay for those people that they're hiring, no doubt, to do extra things, new texture updates, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so far LOTRO has always been a company that I've at Standing Stones I've really trusted. They've always seemed to have the best interest in mind for the players, and they don't seem necessarily greedy to me in that way. Some people are like, oh, well, they're doing this, it seems really greedy. I'm like, I just don't see that, especially compared to a lot of other games, phone games, other MMOs I've seen that are far greedier on things they've done, right? Which, and mind you, to comparison, let's pick a couple that I just feel like charge more and do more things for money, just let alone, this is not a attack on any of these MMOs, I don't think they're being greedy either. You know, Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy, ESO, I see them charging a lot more money things all the time when I played them in the past, and a lot more sales things they're constantly selling. I don't think they're being greedy either, mind you. I think if people are going to buy cosmetic things, let them buy cosmetic things, let them make their money, because it's going to fund your game you like, okay? But I think that the Lord of the Rings Online does it less than those games.
So that's just my personal opinion, but I do have a lot of experience in playing those other MMOs too, and this MMO, even though Final Fantasy is probably my least played one out of those. And then I played a lot of Terra Online, which also had a lot of things to buy. I remember, oh gosh, don't get me started on Tower of Fantasy. It's a fun game, mind you, fun game, but there's a lot of ads all over the screen, which one thing I like about LOTRO, and I hope if they do redo the UI on LOTRO, that they don't start giving us like little ads and things all over the screen, or at least make it where you can turn them off, because that would be frustrating. I'd be really frustrated if they redid the UI just to have it not be as clean as it is right now, and suddenly I'm having to always turn off my HUD because there's just stuff all over the screen constantly, you know? I would be a little frustrated about that. If they did that, I'd be a little annoyed. But I think they know not to do that. The Standing Stones team, they seem to really care about how the game looks, because it's a beautiful game. Fred, you can transfer occasionally. I don't think you can do transferring right now. Usually it's like certain times they do transferring. If Legendary Server closes, which they always are planning to close over time, because you play through them and then you transfer to another server, they give a free transfer, and occasionally they'll bring up in the thing, which I do occasionally. I told you guys about a few months back. You know, you can do transfers right now with characters, but I don't think it's free, and I think it costs some money because they have to do all your data and do the information. So I think they charge for it. I'd like it if there was a free version of that, personally. I think that would be good. But I don't think you would just change it will right now. No. Yeah, King, yeah. That's one thing. And I played World of Warcraft in the past, too. Again, none of these games are bad. I think these games are all fine, and every game is their own niche, right? Every MMO is a niche thing. Though we all, as an MMO community, all like MMOs, right? So there's a lot of people. You put us all together. But yeah, I definitely think we don't want ads if they update the UI. No ad things, no things pop-ups all the time. No. That little message thing in the bottom right corner that happens down here behind my camera, that's the only thing. That's fine. Just leave it like that. Yeah, super clear and super customizable, so you can blow them all the way up and there's no blur. That would be awesome. So like if I want to go down here to my skills bar and completely blow, like, oh, let's do the radar. Where's the radar? Or actually our character vitals. Okay, so see our vitals. See, when I blow that up, it's still pretty darn good actually, right? For blowing that all the way up on 2K. But you can see a little blur around the middle. You can see a little blur on my character, a little blur on the edges, a little blur in the numbers just slightly, and along, there's cleaner lines around these edges, but you can see a little blur up here on the top, in the corner. And this icon's not super clear, right? The crafting bonus, and the numbers a little pixely. So like, again, that's blown up times 3. So again, I run it at like times 1.3, which looks good on a 2K monitor. You could bring it all the way down to 40, or number 1, this is normal for 2K, but that's really tiny, right? That's super tiny. So, you could bring it all the way up to, 1.6, and it looks pretty nice still. It looks pretty clean up in the corner, right? I really don't need it that big, personally. I usually just leave it at 130. That's what I like it at. Just enough where I can see the numbers and the health and hover my abilities and see my character. Right. I always leave it up there. Some people, use the customizable thing to move them around, right? Woo! I could put my vitals down here if I wanted to, right, by my character. Right? So that's really up to you. I have a video on this, by the way, how to do all this if you need it later on my guide playlist. But yeah, I'd like a UI update for things like that. Again, I still don't think that's like crucial for myself. Like, I'm not like, oh, that's what I really want. What I really want is make sure there's no lag. That's the big one, and which I haven't had any in the last 3 weeks of playing this game, which is great. And also just more customized, like, texture updates and graphical updates. I really love that, which they've been doing. Right? That's what we got on this whole rant 35 minutes ago anyway. It's not a rant, I don't think. I don't think I'm ranting. Am I ranting? I think we're just talking, right? I think a rant is when you're like, ah, dang it, no, what are they doing? That's a rant, right? Is that the difference? I can't even do that. I never rage like that. I just can't do that.
That's what I watch anyone who's like raging or ranting on a YouTube video. I'm like, oh wow, okay. By the way, we're here in Lothlorien. I'm gonna go up this ladder. We're gonna see the tree line here. And like, they've updated, I don't know if you know this. This is a graphical update they did this year. They updated the render distances, right? So like, we could not have seen these trees back here before, or maybe barely even these things. But what I would like to see is more texture upgrades for up close, when you look straight up close, and distance, and the range that the bushes load. So the bushes load down here a little more, but if you notice like way over there, the tree lines and where the fog is, it's could be a little clearer, nicer, and a couple updates maybe on things far away. But granted, they're not going to do everything, because this looks pretty darn good. This looks like a Lothlorien, right? Yes, yeah. I definitely, the text box, some updates. Even though the text box, you can do a lot more with in LOTRO customizable than you think. I have a whole video on that, King, if you want to see it on the guide playlist. This thing is quite customizable, but I would like to be able to have bigger letters in the settings and a couple other things with it. I would like some more updates with that. One other thing, there's actually a way there on the front page of LOTRO, you can actually implement mods with the game. So there are some stuff you can do there, and I'm pretty sure they're okay with you doing that, as long as they're not like cheating mods, obviously. Things that change the game. But if it's visual things, you can implement them on the front page too. I've never really done that personally. I have a video showing you where to do that, but I've never done it, so I haven't made a guide video on how to do that. Because I love how the game looks, and I feel like if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So things that are having broken issues, which I would categorize as like visually look blurry if you blow them up, UI needs to be updated, right? Things like that. But things that work well, don't update it. That's why the whole idea of totally redoing the game, right? They got canceled, which was never going to happen in the first place. That was something that I'm kind of glad, because that would just cause probably it would open a can of worms, right? That's the term, right? Just, you pull one worm out and now you've got 40 coming out of the can. You're like, oh my gosh, that's that saying came from. Yeah, I'm sure. Very cool.
The Lord and Lady have need
That would
of
be
your
cool if they
services.
added something online like that, King, though. Yeah. Here's Aragorn, by the way. No, you do not need to lower your voice. Peregrine seems to be heavy sleeper. Welcome to Careth Galahorn, Zollin. This is not a beautiful city. It is. Look at Aragorn. He looks great. They've updated him recently. Look at him. Look, he's got stubble on his chin. Look at that stubble. And there's Pippin. Pippin Took. Just sleeping away. But see, like, even when we look at Pippin, he looks good, right, as an NPC character. But, they could update his eye textures and his pants and his foot a little bit here and his hair, things like that. You could do some updates on that. But I think they did update Aragorn, though. I think that's why his looks so much cleaner, his textures of his character. And it's like his jacket. And his eyes and hair on his face. He's definitely gotten updates more recently. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, wonderful valley here of Lothlorien with the birds. What a beautiful, gorgeous place. Well, my friends, thank you for joining me on this little exploration today. I think I'm gonna, whoa, there's stairs, good thing. I think I'm gonna call it there today, my friends, if that's all right. I've got a couple things I gotta get done today, and it's a nice Saturday. You should definitely go check out my stream if you need more Lord of the Rings content. You can go see my stream from last night, with Return to Moria. I also put out the second episode of my Return to Moria gameplay this morning, and I have a couple more things. I want collection videos I'm making, and I have some Rise to War stuff, and I want to make some LOTRO guides this week and send those out for you too. I have a couple people requested stuff, so lots of stuff. I'm trying to keep up with it. It's been crazy. I feel like all I've been doing for the last 30 hours is streaming, editing videos, recording, and sleeping, and occasionally eating.
That's pretty much all I've been doing. I spent like an hour last night taking a break, just playing another video game. Just me, just so I could calm down, be quiet. Yes, Fred, I'm glad to host. Yes, King. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want to join the Discord and be more involved with our community here, we really positive Voice of the Rings. We try to have a lot of fun, do Tolkien stuff. You can join the Discord. The link is good for 1 week after the stream. And if you ever need to find the link besides that for people watching later, you can go to voiceoftherings.com and go to my social media page, www.voiceoftherings.com. It's also linked there in the description if you need to find it faster. All the social medias are. So thanks again. Thanks to my Patreons for their support. It means a lot. You get extra perks if you're a Patreon. That's on there too. And right there, subscribe button over there is a LOTRO. After this next one, a LOTRO Tales over there probably for those watching later. See you guys. Baruch Hazar Kuzar I ben you. Stay happy. Have a wonderful Saturday wherever you are on Middle Earth or whatever day of the week it is. And I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Lots of fun stuff coming, guys, over the holidays here. So see you soon.